Good morning from beautiful Arkansas. This is Barley. She's our livestock guardian dog. My goats are somewhere over there in the forest eating that, which is really good. I haven't done a video since we got Barley, but she's a really good dog. She's trying to play with Ernie, who doesn't really want to play with her. We're trying to socialize her a fair amount, just because, you know, when I put her up, she's by herself, but she's right next to the goats. And she can go in their pen. She just hasn't figured out my swing gate yet. Maybe I'll show you what that looks like here in a bit, her little dog area. But really happy my goats are taking out this area right now. It's starting to get overgrown. And this is where I did the control burn probably like 4 months ago, and it's really bouncing back. So they're back there eating away at that. Hey, okay, Barley? Ernie don't like that. He's old and grumpy. All right, so what I got going on today? Well, yesterday I painted my basement. The black tar line is where the dirt will get backfilled to. I need to put the French drain in, the foundation drain, which I'm gonna put around the perimeter before they come in. I just have to put a sleeve over it. I'm also smoking a brisket today. So that's what I'll be hanging out doing that. Let me just check the temperature, see where it's at. Okay, we're at 250. I was hoping to get it at 225. That's the hardest thing about smoking meat, is getting your temperature where you want it. Finding the right combination of wood, and not too much, not too little, to get it in your temperature zone. So, but yeah, I'll be working on that today. It's going to be like a 5-hour smoke. This is my garden. What's going on with that? Elderberry are really taking off. I have tons of elderberry this year, so I definitely need to make some elderberry syrup. My strawberries are starting to dwindle down. I've already picked a lot of these, which I'll have probably pick another batch today. But we've had tons of strawberries from this bed, but you can start to see that they're coming less. They just kind of get tucked away in there. But these are all looking good, so I need to pick these today. This is my second year strawberries over here. These are my first year, but these ones have been really sweet, which I'm starting to realize, to have sweeter strawberries, you need to make sure there's enough potassium in the soil. And I think because this is a fresher compost, that there's more potassium. So, because these strawberries, even though there's less of them, they're sweeter than these ones. So I need to work on that for next year. Nothing I can do about it now. These are my blueberries. They're small, but they look somewhat healthy. I mean, this one actually has some blueberries here. It's the only one that actually has blueberries. Raspberries over there. Blackberries are starting to come in. As you can see right there, so all those flowers should be blackberries. Cucumbers, I direct sowed these. I think that's a cucumber there, and maybe over there, that little green guy. So we were successful with that last year. My flower bed, the marigolds, which are these are doing much better than my runners. These are supposed to take over. I think maybe because we're just getting so much rain. You know, certain things, rain is good, but you can't have too much of it. Sweet potatoes, again, these are still alive. I tried 2 methods. This is in my raised bed, and I heard you actually can grow better sweet potatoes in straw bales, because sweet potatoes don't like a lot of nitrogen, and if you have too much nitrogen in your soil, they'll produce nice leaves, but not big tubers. So this straw bales don't have as much nitrogen, so I'm hoping that we'll be more productive with that. This is the dragon lemon over here. It's thorny, and it's supposed to be like somewhat of a tree, so I just put it over here in the corner because I don't want to be running into it. If that turns out to be something we like, that's great, because we don't have, it's hard to grow citrus here in Arkansas. There's my mint taking off. I need Need to actually do something like maybe start consuming it, but that's doing pretty well. Butternut squash, I'm probably most excited about these. They're doing pretty well. They just all came up. I needed to thin it out because you can't have them all packed in together. But I wanted to make sure I had enough. So I just threw them in a line. So I'll probably thin that to maybe 6. These are my zucchini. They're coming up. Probably thin that to 4, hopefully just in the corners. Because last year I had 6 plants and that turned out to be almost overwhelming. But the more zucchini we get, the more we'll just exchange at the farmer's market. I'm going to show you my grapes. Another thing I have to do today while I'm smoking the brisket is I'm going to plant some redbud and dogwood trees. I have about 14 of them. I'm gonna give some to my neighbor because I can't plant them all. It's just too many. But when you order them, you have to order them in bunches. This is called a zombie fruit. It's like a mulberry. There's the fruit. Got 2 of these guys. Yeah, you can kind of see the. Okay, there it is. There's the fruits right there. And this is an apple tree. Try to protect this the best I can. My goats still find a way to get to it. Barley, what you doing over here? You need to go back to your goats. But she's curious about Ernie. I'll show you the grapes. Okay. So grapes are actually finally doing well this year. I mean, I'm actually trying to train them too. This one's going wild, but every time it gets up a bit, I try to tie it to this post so it gets to the top like this. That one's doing nearly exactly what it should. And you can see the grapes there. Yeah, last year I kind of let this thing get too out of control, so I'm hoping to stay more on top of it. Yeah, so you can see, I've got that. I mean, this one is my oldest one, and it's finally latching onto the top. And you got the grapes down here. As long as I keep the June bugs out, I should have a little bit of a harvest. But I probably need to do some work on that weed eating that today. And I also need a weed eat down here. I usually like to just let the goats do a lot of the work, but it became overwhelming because they're not, they don't graze like sheep, where they'll just like mow down in an area. That goats will typically like go spot to spot. And thankfully today they're in our in the spot that I want them to be, so that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna let them be by my tractors where all the trees I gotta plant. Like I said, I'm gonna give some to my neighbor. Let's see. Yeah, they still look like they're doing okay, but those need to go into the ground today. All right, well, that is an update on my property. Y'all have a blessed day. Thanks for watching.